All right, our weekly hit with Larry Krueger. Of course, he's nightly. Niners Nightly. He pops in with all the shows during the day. We get him right here, right now, on game day morning. Krug, my guy. What's up, buddy?
Nice hat.
What's up, Larry?
You like that?
What does that say? Make America. What does it say?
Many. We said, make America run the ball again.
Oh, okay.
It's the
Careful, Larry.
Mara,
Not everybody's on YouTube.
Mara, make America run again. Yes. Run the damn ball, Larry. It's not just advice for Kyle. It's a way of life. You got me?
Seriously, run the ball. Run the ball.
You're with me.
Yes, I'm absolutely with you. I mean, that's the Seattle defense is a mess against the run, and they got to run it at him. They got to run it at him big and bold and stay with it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe more than 14 carries.
I know, man.
For J.P. Mason.
It drives me nuts. And, I don't know. Do you think Kyle has been stayed away from it against Arizona because he saw something in Arizona's defense, or is he overthinking it? Or, I don't know. They're not even the play action numbers are down too, Larry.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the questions I'd want to ask is why are they gone away from the play action? Because it seems like, the numbers are really dramatic. They used play action at a really high percentage point a few years ago, and that's way, way down. Is that because teams aren't honoring the play action fake? Is that because there's something about the way Shanahan wants to run it? I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, and Larry, it does seem like we're seeing a different approach this year from Kyle Shanahan, whether it's Brock Purdy out of the shotgun set. Seems like he has got away from the run game a little bit. Now, do you think that's because of the overall depth in the backfield behind Jordan Mason? We saw a little bit more of Isaac Guerrero last week. We saw Deebo in the backfield, but to me, it seems like they're almost using Deebo as a decoy right now.
Well, I think that's the elephant in the room is that Deebo, even though he looked incredible this summer as far as his conditioning, you look at the numbers, he's clearly regressed. He's got 15 carries for 35 yards as a runner. He has done very little as a receiver. The Niners are getting a lot more man-to-man coverage, and the numbers show that Deebo can't beat man coverage. He can't separate against man coverage. So I think that's a big problem right there. He's just having a hard time. They're having a hard time getting him the ball. And I would imagine he's going to be he might be kind of running back too. I don't know how Kyle feels about Guerrero and Taylor. Taylor's yet to get a rep, but maybe Deebo's RB2.
How do you feel about Guerrero, what you've seen?
I liked more of what I saw in this game, but I just don't see running back instincts. He just doesn't seem like he has the feel or vision of a running back. And it makes sense because he really hasn't played running back. He was a high school receiver. He had one start in college at running back. I think he's intriguing. He's way too talented to put on the practice squad because somebody would pluck him immediately, I think, at that size and that speed. But he doesn't have the feel of a running back. So I don't know that you can coach that into him. So we'll see what he is. He might be kind of a jack of all trades. He might be a receiver, running back, fullback, H-back, return man. I don't see a bell cow back.
Larry, it seems like the Seattle Seahawks have gotten away from running the ball also. Geno Smith leads the league in passing yards, but with Kenneth Walker in that backfield and looking at this 49er defensive line without Hargrave, without Gross-Matos, without Jordan Elliott this weekend, do you think the game plan is going to be for the Seattle Seahawks to run the ball tonight?
Well, Marcus, if you looked at last week, Kenneth Walker only had 5 carries, and I think they just, their offensive balance fell apart early, and they just went away from it. This week, they're going to try to reestablish the run, try to reestablish some offensive balance, and because that's what's going to help Geno. If they can run it, Geno's a much more dangerous quarterback. Geno, by the way, is thrown for 280 plus yards in 4 straight games, so he's a pretty good quarterback. If you haven't been following it, he's developed.
Oh, yeah. Again, the whole right back thing. By the way, just to point out, when we say run the ball for the Niners, they are 5th in the NFL in rushing attempts. We just mean a few more key times when they have the lead to protect it. And also, to your point, Marcus and Larry, Seahawks last in the league in rushing attempts. Last in the league. They've really gotten away from their balance. So what do you see going into this game? We were just talking earlier today about how it used to be such a big deal going to Seattle. It was everything. And it still is. But it's not the same. They're more of an offensive team statistically than they are a defensive team. It's not the Pete Carroll Legion of Boom. Who are these guys they're playing tonight, in your opinion?
I think it's a really talented football team, but they won 3 in a row. Now they've lost 2 straight, so they're going to be kind of desperate. The Niners have lost 3 out of 4, so they're going to be desperate. I mean, I think it's an interesting Seattle team. They're 7th in offense. They used to be with Marshawn a run type team. Now they've got the 3rd best passing offense and the 22nd run offense. In this game, I think they're going to try to establish Kenneth Walker and get that run game going. But as far as the Niners, why do I like the Niners in this game? And I think the Niners will win this game, is that I think it sets up for the 49ers to be able to run it and stop their run. Seattle doesn't have a powerful run game, and they're 20th in the league in run defense, 7th in pass defense. So I think you run it at them. I think you run it at them with a full dose of Mason. You saved him. You say, why did Shanahan only give him 14 carries? It was hot, and there was a game later, 4 days later. I think that probably has a lot to do with it. So what you saved in Mason against the Cardinals, I think you got to unleash tonight.
Larry, one of the main storylines last year was Charvarius Ward matching up one-on-one with DK Metcalf and shadowing him all over the field. Now, Charvarius is listed as questionable for this weekend, and to be completely honest, I think Demo Lenore has played a better corner this year. I would personally like to see him shadow DK Metcalf tonight, but what do you think the strategy is going to be from Nick Sorensen to slow down DK?
Well, they've had so much success, Marcus, with Mooney on Metcalf that I think you got to start there. Mooney just has so much confidence against Metcalf. The other thing with Metcalf this year, guys, he's fumbled. I mean, I think he's fumbled 2 or 3 times. So, punch that ball out. I think the Niners are keenly aware of those numbers, and they'll be going for the football. But I like the idea of starting with Mooney following DK all over the place. Why? Because I think Mooney needs a little injection of confidence at this point. He's had a little bit of a disappointing year, and this is a guy that he really defends well. I would give him the chance to man him up all over the place. And then if it doesn't work, I agree with you, by the way. I think Lenore is their best corner. Maybe if it doesn't work, you try something else. But I know Mooney brings a lot of confidence against DK into the game, so I think they'll start there.
We're talking to Larry Krueger, of course, on the UMA guest line or on YouTube and Twitch. You can see the man. Excuse me, Larry, I had a little catch in the throat there. My goodness.
A little frog in your throat.
I just got emotional about this game. Injuries.
I'm telling you,
the hat, baby. Injuries are playing a role in this game. Ward is questionable. Jordan Elliott's out. Hufanga's out. Demetrius Flanagan-Foles is out. However, they have injuries too. Byron Murphy, their young D tackle. Reek Woolen, their corner. I mean, this is almost like, I don't want to say a battle of attrition, but coming off that hot game, tired, injured. Do you see that playing a role today? Some of the injury list.
Well, I mean, I definitely think the injuries are going to play a factor. Reek Woolen is having an amazing year. He's a jumbo corner who runs really, really fast. And credit John Schneider. He found him in the mid-rounds. Quarterbacks this year when targeting Woolen have a 16.3 rating. It's like historically low. But if you look at Seattle's numbers, they're giving up 100-plus rating defending the tight end. So this could be a big night for Kittle. I think this is a huge night for Mason because Tyrone Tracy ran at 7.2 a carry last week, and he's not a star running back. So I think it's a run the ball, throw it to Kittle kind of a game. But, you look at this Seattle pass defense, especially with Woolen out. Jared Goff in week 4 went 18 for 18 against this pass D. Darius Slayton, who's just an ordinary receiver, had 120 yards last week and a touchdown. And Trey Brown, their corner, guys, is their weakness. He gave up 100 yards and a touchdown by himself. Expect the Niners to go at Trey Brown a lot tonight.
It's not a secret that the 49ers have been struggling in the red zone all season long. Larry, do you think it's as simple as missing Christian McCaffrey, or do you think some of that blame goes on Kyle Shanahan's play calling?
I wouldn't put it on Shanahan's play calling. I would put it, and I think Brock. I asked Brock this question this week, and he blamed himself, and I think he should blame himself. I think he's not been as good as he needs to be in the red zone. And I think it's a product of what's going on the other parts of the field, because the Niner receivers are not getting separation. And the Niner offensive line is sometimes allowing pressures. Brock is being forced to run around more, hold the ball more, try to create more. It's working, except when he turns the ball over or runs into a sack. So he's got one play speed, if you can think of drop back to pass, and then kind of let the play evolve. Well, in the red zone, you can't do that. And he's doing the exact same thing in the red zone that he's doing all of the rest of the field, which is he's holding the ball just a little bit longer, and that's taking away the first read, and then it's a scramble drill, and it's low percentage. He admitted it this week that, hey, man, I got to be quicker. I got to be better. I got to be faster. I've got to have a much clearer picture, and I've got to get my clock dialed up faster. So I expect he'll be better tonight in the red zone.
Yeah, I'm putting a lot on him tonight. I mean, he hasn't made winning plays in the fourth quarter of losses to the Rams and the Cardinals, and it's like, as much as we like him and everything, it's like, bro, you got to get it done at crunch time. And so we'll see tonight. All right, Larry, so all that said, you feel good about the Niners going tonight? Or are you a little trepidatious, as Don King used to say?
Well, I'm nervous from the standpoint of, man, the whole season's hanging on this one. You know, they got the Chiefs staring them in the face. They can't lose 4 out of 5 going into the Chiefs. I mean, you can, 1 game, 2 games, okay, early season, whatever's, but you lose this game, and this is a tough place to play, as we all know. But I like the Niners to win this game. I think it will be like 20, 24, 21, something like that. I expect a pretty close game, but the Niners to win.
Larry speaking to his Vegas crowd, the spread 3.5, a hook out there. So
that's the score I was looking at too, Larry, by the way.
Larry,
you may want to tease it.
Yeah, get that hook out of there.
Always enjoy it, buddy. Looking good. I'll get you another one of these hats, and we'll all wear them. All right, dude? So,
run that damn ball again.
Run the damn ball and make America run it, too. All right, buddy. Be good.
Yeah, thanks, Larry.
See you guys.
Larry Krueger predicting a close, tight game, but likes the Niners, says the season's on the line. All right.